Hello guys, welcome to Blazor for Beginner series. I am Mohammed Bilal, Senior ASP.NET Developer. If you are working on Razor Pages or MVC5 application and now you want to move in Blazor development, so this video series is for you. I will teach you Blazor from step by step. Let's start from the introduction. Okay, so what is Blazor? Blazor is a free and open source framework developed by Microsoft for building interactive web applications using C Sharp. It enables developers to build client-side web apps with C Sharp instead of JavaScript. So this is the most important thing in Blazor. We use C Sharp for front-end work instead of JavaScript. If you want to trigger an event, we use C Sharp. We will see later, but this is the good thing in Blazor. So there are two types of Blazor application. First is Blazor server that use server to run the application and use SignalR at the backend to update the UI. Second one is Blazor WebAssembly. It runs on the client side, means it runs on the client browser. So no need to use server to render this application. Uh, what is difference between Blazor server and Blazor WebAssembly? In Blazor server render on server side, you need a server to run this application, and Blazor WebAssembly run on client browser. इनिशियल लोड की बात करें तो ब्लेजर सर्वर फास्ट है, इसका लोडिंग टाइम फास्ट है, और वेब असेंबली जो है एज कम्पेयर टू ब्लेजर सर्वर इज स्लो। ऑफलाइन सपोर्ट की बात करें तो ब्लेजर सर्वर ऑफलाइन सपोर्ट नहीं करता, वेब असेंबली ऑफलाइन सपोर्ट करती है। मींस इफ़ यू वांट टू मेक ऑफलाइन ऐप देन यू विल यूज़ ब्लेजर वेब असेंबली। परफॉर्मेंस की बात करें तो ब्लेजर सर्वर जो है वो सर्वर डिपेंडेंट होता है और ब्लेजर वेब असेंबली इज अ ब्राउजर डिपेंडेंट। यूज केस की बात करें, इफ़ यू वांट टू मेक एप्लीकेशन real time application that will update your dashboard in real time, means without refreshing the page, then you will use Blazor server. And if you want to make offline app single page application, then you will use Blazor WebAssembly. उसके बाद इसका फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर देखते हैं कि ब्लेजर में हमारे पास प्रोजेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर किस तरह होता है। सबसे पहले www रूट फोल्डर, it contain images, static files, JavaScript files and images. Then we have pages folder, it contain our pages. Basically in Blazor we call components, and their extension is .razor. So we can access through routing, means they contain routes on each page. उसके बाद shared folder, it contain reusable components, layouts across multiple pages. उसके बाद program.cs, this is the entry point of the Blazor WebAssembly application or any .NET application. So we see program.cs is the entry point of the application. उसके बाद है जी imports.razor, this is the file that contain common namespace for the entire project. So we keep common namespaces in this file instead of using common namespace on every page. So we keep common namespace in this file. उसके बाद है जी app.razor pages, this is the very important file. It act as the root component in Blazor application, and it handle navigation and define the layouts, which layout we are using. You can say default layout. Okay, now we will see the files in the real project. Let's create a WebAssembly project, and we will see a project files, how these files look in the real project. So in this tutorial or video series, we will use Blazor WebAssembly standalone app. So this is the pure WebAssembly app, and let's create this one. Okay, we can say it workshop 1. Okay, we create. All right, you can see our project is created. So we have www root folder that contain our CSS files, JavaScript library or Bootstrap, some CSS and JavaScript files. And there is also a sample data file that is optional. If you want to delete, then you can delete, or you can follow your architecture. So this contain weather.json file. It contains some data that application is showing, so it is optional. Okay, so this is the index.html. It contain all the file links, CSS and JavaScript files links. It contain index.html. Then we have layout page. It contain layout and components. So this is the main layout. So if we are using any template, we keep header, footer, and some common code in this file. And this is the nav menu. We keep our nav menus here. And after that we have pages. So all the pages, UI pages or screens, we keep in this folder. Then imports.razor, we use common namespace here. And app.razor page, this is the, like I said, this is the default, this is the root component, so it contain main layout, which layout we want to use. It specifies the layout. And it also handle the navigations. So if you can see, if page is found, then it follows this way, and if page is not found, then it will come here and it will show this HTML on the screen. And the last one is the program.cs. So this is the entry point of the application. So these are the structures. So what we can do here, we can delete this predefined folder. So let's delete it. And we can also delete these predefined pages. We will create our own. Alright, so this is the home page and this is the default page. So when we run our application, we will see this HTML because of this forward slash. So it will consider it home page. Let's run our application and see how it looks like. Alright, so you can see our browser is application is opening in browser, and this is the WebAssembly. So it will it take time to load the first time application, as we discussed earlier. So this is the HTML, default HTML we see from the home page. And these are the pages that we delete. So if we can't click on counter, it will say there is no page. So it will say there is no page. So let's create a counter page, and how we can interact with the component. So we can see here. So let's create add razor component, and we can name it counter. And first we need to add routes, so I will write page and I will give name counter. So when we hit in the URL slash counter, it will show this page. And what it page will do, there is a simple button. We will add simple button. Uh, just give some class to look it beautiful. You can say btn primary, and we can say it count. All right, so we have complete our HTML, and you can see in this component we have two section. One is this one, code section, and this one. So here you write your HTML. So what design you want to see, or how your page look like. So all the HTML you will write here. And when you click button, what happens? So if you want to trigger this button, so the code you will write in this block, this sharp code you will write in this block. So let's say we want to trigger a click event, and when we click on this event, it will count a number. So first we will create a event. So I will say on click, and we can give any name. So let's say count. Now we need to define this event or this function in this block. So I will write private void count. All right, so you will see it will not indicate any error now. Now we need a variable like private int. You can say count, and you can make it 0. All right, when we click, so we need to just increment in this count. All right. Now it will count. When we click, it will count one by one. So we need to also show the output. So for output, we can make a span here, and we can say count. So it will show our result or output when we click this button. So let's say how it will work. All right, it will open in the browser. Okay, when I click counter, it will show our UI. So we have just one button and one span that will show our output. So if I click on count, you can see it updated by 1, and again it's updated by 1, incremented by 1. And you also notice that we have no refresh here. So the application is not refreshing, and without refreshing it, update the UI. So this is the single page application, and that's why we call it single page application. So in this for this tutorial, we end this section or this tutorial. We will start with the new topic in the next tutorial. So for till then, Allah Hafiz.